Hello everyone. So today I thought I'll probably share with you how I have been hosting my websites. Now from very early, I guess since early 2000s, I have been using servers to run my own websites, and I think it is of course a wonderful idea to basically own your own content. And if you have been following my channel, I of course talk about a lot of things where I share things that I do to basically make sure that my files are always with me. It could be as simple as running your own website with 2 pages, or it could be just making sure that you are not posting or sharing everything that you do on social networking sites. So I basically try to post as much as I can on my own website, ravisaga.in, except of course my videos, because videos are, I mean, you can definitely host your own videos, but it will consume your bandwidth very quickly. So except videos and few other things, I of course post everything on my website. And then from my website, I syndicate it to other places like LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, if I have to. Now the thing is that to host your own website, you can do few things. Number one, you can have a shared hosting, which will work, and it is great. It is definitely better than having no website at all. And if you have to get started, I think shared hosting will be very cheap. But my personal recommendation would be to go for a VPS. Now, talking about VPS, even if you don't really want to buy your own VPS, you can still host your own simple website, HTML, CSS, or JavaScript based website using GitLab or Bitbucket or even GitHub. I use GitLab because it is convenient and it works really well. It will give you a certificate, and the moment I commit my code and push my changes to my repository, it is picked up. So there is a pipeline. So I have like a couple of websites that are actually hosted on GitLab. Three of them are actually managed using Emacs and org mode, and one of the website is nothing but a simple HTML site. I mean, even the ones that I manage using Emacs and org mode, the output is nothing but HTML, but the editing that I do is using org file. Now today I thought I'll probably share with you the VPS that I have used in the past. Now, starting with the shared hosting, I used DreamHost. DreamHost is, of course, they provide VPS, but I started with their shared hosting plan. Then I moved to WebFaction, and I have been using WebFaction and DreamHost. I think I was using them till last year. And unfortunately, WebFaction shut down, or not really shut down, but I think they were acquired by GoDaddy. And initially they were saying that they will migrate my sites, but they didn't. It is okay. But they were helpful, and they kept my server running for a bit longer time, and I was able to migrate my sites. Now, apart from WebFaction and DreamHost, you can also take a look at Linode. Linode is very famous, very popular, and I have been using it from very early days of Linode. I don't really use it anymore because I have, of course, a cheaper alternative for my needs. You can also use Amazon or Google Cloud, but I don't really think they are always cheap. You may be able to find something which is cheap, but you have to basically ensure that I know there are things that you can do with the budget and everything, but it is a bit too complicated for normal. I think it is even complicated for me, and I don't really want to spend time figuring out various things that are there on the Amazon console. I just need a server, and I can basically manage it on my own. So I personally prefer not using Amazon or Google Cloud. Although recently I tried using Oracle free tier, and they give you free servers, which I still have. I need to log in and I need to figure out if they're still running, but I guess they are running. But apart from this, and by the way, there is also one called DigitalOcean. I tried DigitalOcean for a while, but again, I do have a cheaper alternative. Now, if you're looking for cheap VPS, very cheap VPS, I recommend you to take a look at this site called lowendbox.com. I found this website many years ago, I think 7 or 8 years ago. And from this website, I came to know about two sites or two providers. One is called as Impact VPS, and the other one is called VPS Dime. So Impact VPS is something which I tried using it. I had a couple of servers here, and the good thing about this particular provider is that you can actually buy resources and then you can build your own server. For example, if you purchase, let us say, so they have something called as like a virtual dedicated resource plan. For example, if you get VDR8, so you will get 8 GB of RAM and SSD and everything else, and of course the location. But based on this 8 GB, I believe you should be able to create 2 or 3, I guess 4. I think of course there is definitely a lower limit, but you can create your own virtual machines, which is definitely convenient. It is not like having your own Amazon cloud, but it is something in between, and it works very well. And I had this for a while, few years, I think 6 years, I guess, but then I shut it down. I mean, I guess my account is still active, but I don't really have any plan with them. But what I use now is VPS Time, which is, and again, I've been using it for 7 or 8 years, and this is something that I can recommend in 2022. So their lowest plan is $7 per month, and if you look at the RAM, it is quite enough. 6 GB is more than enough. They don't really give you a lot of SSD, which is sometimes a problem because I run websites on VPS Time server, and I have to basically monitor my log files, but because log files can consume a lot of time. I mean, you have your HTTP log file, you have your MySQL log file, and I think recently I also talked about journal CTL. There is a journal CTL log that you have to clear, or you can basically configure it to like flush the content if the log file is more than 100 MB, something like that. So the thing is that it works really well, and I have been using it, and I thought I'll also probably share it with you. But of course, if you are looking for a cheap VPS, and by the way, my recommendation would be to not really go for the free one, because you never really know about the free one. For example, Oracle Free Cloud, I did talk about it. They give you free servers, but you never really know, right? So don't rely on a free one. I mean, use it for playing around, maybe for taking backups. I mean, no, not even for taking backups, because I think backups are also important. So I think if you go to this website, low end box, not lower end, low end box, and it is of course not very nice looking site, but that is totally okay. I mean, I prefer something which is content rich. So on this particular site, you will find these providers. They will release their like plans, or they will give you some offers, and you will find something useful on this particular site. So just keep on monitoring it in case you're looking for something. But if you want to get started, I mean, again, I'm not really giving you, I mean, I'm just sharing what actually worked for me, but try what works for your budget. And in the beginning, just go for a couple of them. Maybe try, let us say, VPS Time or Impact VPS, or maybe go for Linode or DreamHost or WebFaction. I'm not really sure if WebFaction is running. No, I don't really think they are running, but GoDaddy. So just try in the beginning, and it will take a while in the beginning if you have no Linux experience, because you have to set up your own server, and it is of course a lot of running. And to be honest, setting up your own server is not really a big deal, to be honest, because for example, I prefer CentOS, and of course I need to figure out what will happen about CentOS on my servers. But the good thing about CentOS is, or any kind of any Linux flavor, is that you can in the beginning try to set it up and make your notes, like your own runbook, to set up like to do some hardening in the beginning. I'm talking about the security aspects, firewalls, but you can also create your own guide to set up or configure LAMP, Apache, MySQL, PHP, if you are into WordPress or Drupal like me. But I think bare minimum, if you're looking for a VPS, you need to set up Apache or maybe Nginx. I think Apache works fine because, or maybe Nginx is probably better for simple sites, or maybe for bigger sites, but in Nginx, I guess it's very simple. I have experience only in doing things using Apache, and I do that because all of my runbook, all of my troubleshooting that I have been doing all these years, I can fix it. Although Apache, I'm not really an expert on Apache, but usually I'm able to fix if there's a problem. So I think build your own knowledge base. And when you have to, let us say, move your server to another server, if you're not happy with one server, then it is just a matter of taking a backup or moving a backup from one server to another server. I don't really try to take the backup of the whole image of the machine, or the whole VPS. I only try to take the backup of the actual content, the databases or the files. So do take a look at this site, Low End Box, and that is it. That is all I wanted to talk about in this video. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video and you learned something new today. Thank you very much.